There we go. Welcome back. Got about 5 minutes to open now. I had a little computer glitch. I'm not sure how much of that got caught on the previous thing. The computer froze up. I had to restart it. So I'm just back at marking up the charts here and working on getting our daily bias set. So as I was mentioning, looks like we took out um, New York and London highs. On NASDAQ, we took out London highs on S&P. We do have some areas of liquidity to move to, so we could have a continuation. We've got equal highs near now starting out coming in, so we'll be looking at that as a really good draw on liquidity since we've just barely touched it. My guess is we're probably just going to do a dip down in here. There's probably a gap here on the 1 hour somewhere that I need to be looking at, and my initial thought is we are bullish. Let's take a look at the 1 hours just to make sure that I'm on track here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Got a draw on liquidity here that we're going to be looking at. So we've got 1 hour drawn liquidity there. We don't have any gaps. Actually, yes, I take that back. We do. We have a gap right here just below London lows, 1 hour. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. I'm going to mark that off. That 1 hour gap will be significant as a possible turning point, an area of rejection. So I do anticipate that. All right, so let's just establish this. On the 1 hour, we're definitely on an uptrend. Okay. So as much as everything looked like it was headed down during New York session, um, we have now created a reversal. We do have a point right here at London lows where we came up, came back down, and then moving back up again, creating newer highs. So now we have higher lows, 3 higher lows, and 3 higher highs. So this is an uptrend for me. And in the 4 hour, we have now closed above this low after closing above this. So same thing. Even though we're showing that we had a steep down for a while there, we are now showing back up into an uptrend. So I'm seeing this as a reversal. We have fair value gap here, 4 hour that we're looking at getting into, and then another small 4 hour here. So I think our targets for today are definitely going to be up in here. And we're looking at taking some liquidity here. There'll probably be some bouncing up in here while we play with that area and target here. So that's my bias for today. My bias is definitely going to be bullish. Jumping back to the 15-minute. Let's take a look here. Okay, looking at the 15-minute, we don't really have any major. We don't have any major fair value gaps other than this one down here. But we do have that hourly gap right here. And let me see, do we have the hourly gap on the S&P? Yeah, we actually did. All right, so I'm going to mark that off. I think between this hourly gap and the London lows, we actually have something that we're going to be pulling down towards. So we might actually have something where we can have a move there, especially now that we've got market open and we see that we're moving downwards. So move back into 15-minute here on these. And now that we've got market open, we're going to start keeping an eye on these gaps. Not sure we're going to get down into this one here or even this one. But I definitely see that we're going to want to get down into this one here. So for right now, that's going to be what we're looking at. We have this hourly. So we do have a few things we can look at here, but until we get like an actual close of a candle showing that we're going to go lower, I'm not really feeling that we're going to be going that direction just yet. Right now, all the trend is upward. So I got to wait for more of a liquidity sweep. They got to come up here, hang out a little bit. They're coming up and touching it, but they're not doing much. Looks like S&P is definitely a little more decisive about how it's doing that. So we'll just see where these candles close. We've got them kind of going in opposite directions right now, which tells me we might have ourselves a bearish SMT. That's what I'm anticipating. Yeah, NASDAQ is definitely shooting for that. I'll go to the 1 minute here just to look. Yeah, definitely shooting for that hourly low. So we did have a closure below this area, so we could still be heading down. Looks like we took some liquidity here. There's still some liquidity here, so I don't think there's anything worthwhile just yet. I'm gonna move this to 1. If I do decide to take something, it'll be just a quick scalp because I anticipate that we're going to be heading down toward London lows. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything there. S&P is going up while this is diving, so we definitely have a divergence here. I think S&P is just sweeping some liquidity right now. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. Not going to mess with it. We do have all kinds of liquidity we can be working on here, but yeah, this is just taking a nosedive, so. Okay, at some point we're definitely going to head back up, but when that's going to be, I don't know. This hourly gap right here is really what I'm thinking that we're going to be dealing with, trying to get down to. I just don't have a really good entry to be positive about that. Okay. If this closes up, we could actually run a fib on that. I'm really thinking I might do that. Let's just do that and see what we get. Okay. So we should come up to here or somewhere right up in here. Yeah, look at that. Touch right up in the 60 line. All right, so we'll wait for that to close. There we go. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a short right there. Just one contract. I'm just going to play. Just going to play. Because I think we swept that liquidity, but I don't think we're done. I can set my stop at 78. It's only a few dollars. I'm not overly concerned about it. If we hit 78, we did. Okay, so I'm out. That's all right. But we do have a gap now. And if we reverse that gap, we're definitely headed. Wonder if S&P is looking to sweep. Probably looking at the liquidity up here toward New York because NASDAQ took New York, S&P never did. So we definitely have a bearish SMT forming. See, I think that long is too far away. I think right now this area is more of a draw. Yeah, and it's clear that that wants to go up to New York. It wants to take this liquidity. All right, so the manipulation hasn't fully happened yet, but it's getting there. It could be this gap holding it up too, so we'll see where this thing closes. Got about 6 minutes left on it. Okay, I'm going to take another thing here. I think now that we're dropping back down, take another stab at it. It's just a scalp. Just one contract. I know we're starting right at the gap. This is kind of a dangerous game I'm playing, but just kind of seeing price action get weak. This 15-minute gap over here is creating some resistance. We have that major SMT going on. Very bearish. NASDAQ definitely wants to take out these lows. This is a huge area. I don't know that there's enough yet to get up here. So we'll see. I'm just trying to play ahead of where I think price action is going to go. Take some small scalps, get some small wins in here. If this does end up in inversing this value gap, we're definitely heading to London lows. This would be a good one to hang on to, and I might add to my might add at that point, but we're gonna see. For right now, this is just taking very small risk here. On a micro. I might add if we end up inversing this gap, but if not, you know, it is what it is. I'm good. We have another gap up here too that we could inverse. So for right now, I'm just goofing. 15-minute over here on S&P is struggling with this gap. So between the inverse and it struggling with this gap, I'm definitely feeling bearish on this move right here. We got to tag London. And if we inverse this right here, I think London's a good target. So I might add. We'll just ride down to London. I think really the telltale is going to be is if this gap does not get inversed in the next 3 minutes, then I think between these two gaps, I think that's where they're going to run in tandem. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. We're pushing. I mean, it's possible. We'll see. Okay. What do we got? 30 seconds left on this? Oh, we're looking pretty good now. We're looking bullish again. Let's see. If we get up above that high, then yeah, definitely having trouble here. Okay, and we closed above that gap, so I'm out. Looks like we are pushing. All right, so it looks like we've done the manipulating we're going to do. Okay, I don't think this is valid anymore. I think we're... So we respected this gap, inverse this gap, so we're definitely heading higher now. Yeah, it's got to be a liquidity sweep up there. I don't know. Is there anything else to reach for? There is. We got some 15-minute gaps to get through up there. But we see we've got all these equal highs. So yeah, that's a huge draw on liquidity. So that could be where the manipulation is. I'm sure of it. That's where the manipulation is there. Now here, let's go here to the 15-minute. See what we got here. Now, we've already manipulated there, but it might just be playing around. We've got possibility of some liquidity here. Wow, it's really just not wanting to do that. It's holding up. Got a lot of people selling already. Not a lot of buyers. Wow, that's slowing down. Okay. All right, so we hit it. We're going to have a lot of sellers now. So, Okay, and we've got a nice 15-minute gap on the or on the S&P. Not so much on the NASDAQ, but we do have a target there we can go for now. So okay, I think we're looking like we're still going to head higher. Just got to wait for a pullback. So definitely bullish. Looks like the manipulation didn't quite happen as expected, but we'll see. We're going to have to wait this one out. My stab at taking a couple of scalps where I thought things were going to go didn't work out so good. So just a few dollars down. Nothing crazy. Thought it'd be worth a low effort scalp, but that didn't work. So all right, definitely pushing higher. And it looks like we are creating a 15-minute gap here as well now. So we do have some things to look at now. Wow. Wonder if this thing is just going to skyrocket. Okay. Need a V-shaped recovery here. This might be another place to be really nice as if we created a fair value gap here. And we got value gaps going all the way up, so this is a tough one coming back down. Wow, we're just charging. WT. See if there's any news driving anything at the moment. Yeah. Not really seeing anything there. Okay. Usually something that up is going to have something coming down. So I'm going to take another stab at a quick scalp short here. Again, probably not a smart move, but we'll see. I just anticipate this V move right here and coming down into this 15-minute gap. So I figure that's going to be a good spot for reversal there. Yeah, maybe we can make up some. I'm going to add. And I might add one more. Target is going to be this gap down here. I'm expecting this V-shape move coming down into the gap and then moving higher. So I'm just working on taking a quick scalp down to that move. That's all it is. Pretty much once it gets down into this gap, I'm out. It's just like I said, it's just a quick scalp, just taking advantage of the taking advantage of this V shape that I've seen a million times. It's an intuition thing. I could be completely wrong too. I mean, really, if we get up here and we inverse this gap, then I know I'm wrong, and I'm out again for another quick thingy. But I've seen these things too many times to not at least take a little bit of a stab at it. All right. So we do have another value gap there that we're not inversing, so that's disconcerting. Yeah. We'll see. We'll hang on to it. It is showing weakness, so boy, it likes that gap there though. Yeah, this is kind of a grind it out type of thing here. Once we get into this gap here, we'll see if it's an inside to outside move. Very well could be. I mean, it's really, really pulling down in there. So I want to at least get to the top of the gap. I mean, it pushed through with such force, you know. We're close. Get in that gap. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm out. So not bad. Little scalp. I think I made up. Yeah, I got a little money back out of it from the two losses, so not bad. Okay, so it does look like it went to the bottom of the gap. We're going further. All right, I figured it was gonna go a little further, but again, this is a scalp. This is a risky scalp. Looks like we've got our manipulation here now on the 15-minute coming into this gap. So to tell you the truth, I'm thinking this is going to be our reversal point here. Let's go back to the 15-minute here. If we actually close this outside the gap, then yeah, we are totally looking at a reversal heading down to London lows. At this point, I would be fully convinced that's the case. But we'll see what happens here because S&P is floundering. It wants to go higher. We'll see what happens with NASDAQ. Yeah, we're dipping even lower now. Yeah, I probably could have held that for a little longer, maybe into the other gap, but if we inverse this 5 minute gap, that'll be promising. Let's see what happens with the 5 minute gap. See that 5 minute gap right there? So we got a 5 minute gap. There's the bottom, there's the top. Actually, I'm going to draw that in. We're going to have a lot of squares here, but you get the idea. It's just this little one right here. So we got a little 5 minute gap there. If we inverse that, then yeah, we're going to be looking to definitely take a trade south because this is a real nice V shape. But something tells me this might bounce back up. You know, not to get overly complicated, but I'm also a little paranoid about that. The fib on this. Look at that. It's right in that 61.8 to 78 move. It's right in that magic area. And we're going to hold and see. Not to mention, we created a 5 minute gap coming back the other way. So there's that. Just trying to build some confluences here to see if I got a pretty good idea where price action wants to go. I mean, honestly, I still think this gap down here is significant. I just don't know where we're going to get confirmation on that just yet. It might be coming back into this 5 minute gap right here, this little one, but we'll see. We got just a few seconds left on this other 5 minute gap, so if we do inverse that gap, we'll be looking at still taking some more shorts and going to London. The only thing that's got me concerned is we're not quite here with the 15 minute gap we just created on S&P. So okay. So we inverse this gap. Let's get rid of that. See where we are in the 15 minute. And we inverse that gap. So now we are going to look for shorts down to London. Want to give it a minute, give it a little pullback. Okay. We got this little, I'll take this fib retracement off too. Let's get rid of that. Let's clean this up here. And we inverse this gap already, so we have a gap in here. Let me see what this looks like on the fib. Let me see if we got a gap down on the 15-minute. Yeah, we could be looking like we got one. Oh, no, we don't. No, not even close. Okay. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Because we got those equal lows, it's going to pull down. I'm telling you, London and this one, this is where the rest of it's going to go, and then it'll go up. I'm nearly positive, but the only thing making me feel a little not 100% about it is this 15-minute right here. Created the gap, it's pulling back in. If we put a fib on it, I'm telling you, it's going to be exactly what we think it is. See? So, you know, can't be 100% sure. We inverse the gap on the 1 minute. We don't have a change of direction just yet, a full break of structure, but if we get this closing above a new high, we're probably headed up into here. So, again, not a lot to go on right now. Wait a minute, 15-minute gap. I'm sorry, our 15-minute gap is actually right here. Which we tried to inverse and did not successfully inverse yet. Okay. Telling you we're going to London lows, and I'll take a chance on that. We inverse this gap going back down, we're still headed down. Okay, I'm adding. I'm going to add again. I think London lows is where we're going, but I could be wrong. Am I going to get liquidity here? Stopped out? Shoot. Did I get in too soon? I think I did. At the very least, it should be targeting down here after taking liquidity at those highs. Hung out there for a while, you know? I'll just have to wait this out. I really, really think that this London low right here, I really think that's our spot. I really, really do. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Just loves hanging out here at these previous New York lows. And we got an hourly that it's getting some liquidity too. So it might be dancing around, just taking some liquidity. But we still got some liquidity here, and we got some liquidity here. Quite a bit, in fact. We're just gonna stay in it. I they're really fighting each other. I just don't understand how the market would not. Well, I can obviously understand, but with liquidity sitting there and sitting here, why it wouldn't at least manipulate, take this, maybe have a second manipulation and go. Okay. Got a hard dump now. That's looking good. London's the target. Come on, you only got a little bit left. Okay, and we're out. Okay, good. We hit target. We're in good shape. Perfect. All right, so that's the manipulation right there. We'll let that sit for a moment. We're in the 15-minute gap now. So we've had our, I'm going to go back to the 15-minute. So there's the manipulation. Oh, I'm sorry. That was an hourly gap, if I remember right. Plus, we have a 15-minute gap right here. So we're going to keep an eye on this right here for the 15-minute gap and see if it gets inversed. And then from there, we might just have a trade headed back up. Yeah, it's dumping even lower. Wow. Okay, that just pushed through the gap, but is it going to finish there? All right, so NASDAQ has its manipulation and reversal down to new liquidity. S&P has not quite found new liquidity yet. Ish. I mean, it's got this liquidity here, but I think it still has liquidity to go here. And of course there's London. So this thing's heading all the way down to this gap now. So we could be looking at a very strong V-shaped recovery here. Question is how is that recovery going to go? Now we got this liquidity, we got this. I don't know that would it keep going lower? Does it want to go down as far as to take out Asia lows? Maybe. Maybe. Because we have another huge gap down there at Asia. Huh. Maybe I should have left some contracts on there just to run. That's a bummer. I ended up getting all out. I should have taken all out except for one micro and left it. Can't overthink it now, but good lesson to know. I mean, we're definitely going to be coming down into this value gap. We can end up with a spring back up into here. But we got London. Could we get Asia? I don't know, man. A heavy drop that fast? What is 5 minute telling us? 5 minute tells us we're going to friggin' wait. That's what 5 minutes telling us. S&P wants London. So we got a 5 minute gap, which is also a 15-minute gap here that we're going to be getting down and touching into. So do we touch into it and reverse off of it? Do we get our V shape off of this one? Do we get our V shape? I mean, we got liquidity right here. So could we get recovery off of this liquidity? Maybe, but yeah. See, the market wants to dip into this right here. I'm sure of it. And the question is, if they dip into this, are they going to go to here? And the answer is probably. If I'm a market maker and I want to suck up all the liquidity I can, it's right fucking there waiting for you. You got a whole lot of standing orders. Look at all of this. Look at this order block, this right here. That means you got a ton of orders sitting right down here. I just don't have a place I can enter. I don't see a good, see, we just made it to the bottom of this gap. We should be working our way back up through it. But even if we close beyond it, let me see. This is that a 1 hour gap? Yeah, see, we're already closing past it. All right, so we're creating another 1 minute gap right here. If we can come up into the gap, respect it, and come back down, then yeah, we're definitely headed to Asia. I mean, look at this. S&P already took out. Oh no, wait. Did they take out Asia low? No, they did not. This is an old Asia low. I don't know why I marked it like I did. We can actually get rid of that. At this point, this is Asia low. I could take a scalp here. I'll just wait for it to come up into that 1 minute gap and then come back out of it. Because we have some liquidity here, but I mean, come on, that thing is so fucking close. We have any other liquidity here? No. There's literally no other liquidity for this thing to take other than to get down there. I can't imagine they would leave that alone. Cannot imagine they would. All right, we're up into the gap. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take one. Take a micro. If we pop back up into that gap a little more, I might take another. Other than this, I'm going to ride this down to Asia. Might take one more here. Let me see if this pops up into the gap. If it just tanks, I'm going to leave it. If it pops into the gap, then I might add. Okay, so that's three that we've tested the 1 minute gap with. Okay, I'm going to add. Yeah, because I got my stop right here. I'll just take my stop above there. I can always get back in. It's just a few dollars, so I'm okay. It's going to want to hang out there for a minute. Forget which gap that is. Is that a 15 minute? Yeah, that's a 15 minute gap, which we still have 8 minutes on. So might not have been a good thing to take a trade just then, but we'll see. Yeah, I get it. This is gonna want to pop back up a little bit and play around here for a few minutes. Ah, shit, I figured as much. All right. All right, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna take a stop on that. Um, we still got a few minutes. It's gonna play around. It might even inverse this gap. So it's gonna manipulate until it gets ready to go. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, we just have to wait now. It could go as far as to get back up into this gap before it comes back down. But I got to tell you, I cannot imagine. There is no fucking way that they're getting this close to that liquidity and leaving it. So if anything, I should probably be selling up here, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. How much time we got left on that 15-minute? Yeah, we still got 6 minutes. Okay. Got down into another tiny 15-minute gap right here and left it alone. Reversed out of it. So yeah, I didn't catch that. So that's something that probably is why we're floating around back up here. Again, there's no way they leave that liquidity. We have, I mean, right in here we have Asia highs, we've got Asia lows, and we've got this gap right here in between them. So this is definitely an area where they want to get down into and suck up some of those buy orders to push higher. So whether that happens just yet, I don't know. We could end up with an up candle up in here where it finishes up in this gap and then comes back down. We have an inflection point, a couple of them. One right in here, right at the mid range. So we'll see. All right, this is good. It could very well come up into this gap. And if we respect this gap and come back down, then we'll be okay. That's kind of where I think it's going to go. See what happens. Took out London, did not take out Asia. It's interesting. Because Asia took out New York and London. I can't imagine that not happen. I mean, I can imagine it not happening. It's likely, but with it being that freaking close and leaving it there on S&P, I can understand it. S&P, I can see here that we've got, a little more stuff, room to play with. We got a pretty strong 15-minute fair value gap here that could come in and reject. It hasn't even tested it yet. That's the other thing too. I'm kind of blown away that it hasn't even tested it. It did come down to this liquidity point and took out this liquidity. So maybe S&P is good for now. They don't want to mess around with this. They're not going to. But okay, so we just got a rejection out of this fair value gap. And if we close here, yep, we closed. Okay, so I am getting back in. Okay, so we rejected one fair value gap and inversed another. So I'm getting back in on this move here. I think I've got a pretty good stop up there as well. I think this was a good way to go. So I think this is our move down to Asia, which is good because I'll actually have a better entry here, I think. So we'll see. And if I lose this one, then I think I'll just be done for the day. I'll just have a hard time thinking that this wouldn't inverse that gap. I mean, I know I'm bullish on the day, but with the way the liquidity sweeps are going, I'm going with the liquidity sweeps. That's what I'm looking at. I have to be looking at the liquidity sweeps. And just price action and liquidity, it's sitting down here. Market loves to manipulate and shake people out, and it shook me out here. I get it. Yeah, I was shaken out. I was liquidity, got shaken out. But if I'm a market maker, if I'm a big institutional, I want that Asia. I want to at least get into the gap, sweep some of that, take Asia. I mean, it's dead center of that gap. It's such a magnet, you know? Oh, this could take a little while. This could take a little while. All right, we got a new 15-minute candle. Got a new 15-minute gap. Now we're seeing a power dump. Power dump. As if when you have a lot of coffee. Yeah, we're going to have a little bounce around now, I'm sure. Okay, if we inverse this other gap, then we're in great shape. Okay, yep, we just inversed the second gap. So that's this little one right here. Inverse that gap. So I'm pretty confident in what we got right now. I don't know that I'm necessarily going to add though, because I think all in all, if we take this move down to Asia lows, we should be fine. I'm not looking to get crazy here. Wow, they love playing around in this gap. They're trying to shake people out. They're trying to shake people out. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. They love making you nervous. I might even add right here just because this looks like a good move. Yep, I'm going to add. Good. All right, I got a better stop now. I'm going to work a much tighter stop at this point. It really wants Asia. I'm telling you, it wants Asia. I do not see how we don't get Asia. It's just flopping around to shake people out. Playing a foo. It's all playing a foo. All right, if we get down to daily lows, I might take one contract off and let the other ride to Asia. We'll see. Just keeps playing around. But again, it's probably just trying to shake people out. So it's going to take a little while. It's going to take some time. Trying to make the noobs nervous and testing my nerves, that's for sure. Got close. Got real close to my stop. Yep, getting real close to my stop. Yeesh. Yeesh. Yeah, okay. All right, hit my stop. That's fine. All right, that's a bummer. You know what? I'm still getting back in. Should have got back up here at the top, but I don't know how many stabs I can take at this, but this is a good sign. So where are we at on the 15? Yeah, we're still playing around. Shit. That's a tough gap, man. That is a tough gap. Ah, shit. Keep trying that thing, and it's just. We pushed down below it, but we haven't closed it. It's going to take a minute to absorb all those orders. I think it wants to absorb all those orders and then it wants to go down. So I'm just finding I'm whittling away at my profits while I try to find the right entry for it. See, it's doing it again. I got to not get so married to this idea that Asia is got to get taken out, especially with this gap. The gap is what's really creating the problem. All right, I'm going to get out. I'm going to wait for a break right down below here. That's all I can do. I'm just eating away at profits right now. It's not smart. I'm gonna get in with one. All right, I'm getting back in. I'm pretty convicted to this. They say don't don't get too onto a thing, but I just and when it breaks down, it should break down pretty hard. I got my stop up here. It's a bad stop, but you know, one contract. But if we close below and we break structure, then I'm definitely adding. Okay, adding. And if we break the fair value gap, I'm adding again. We got a minute 48. Adding again, adding again. Okay, now we're going to ride this right down to Asia. We're taking Asia. We're getting into that gap, but Asia's definitely the target now. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And there. Done. All right. Beautiful trade. Very good. And it still went a little bit more. Good. But I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Hey, and guess what? I qualified the account. Beautiful. Oh, good trade, boys and girls. I knew they had to take Asia. All right, so Asia's taken. So now, sky's the limit. Now that they've manipulated the market, they should hang out down here, scoop up a little more liquidity. And then from there, if you want to take some longs, there's definitely opportunity here. We have going to have nice, sharp V-shaped structure. We've got a nice 15-minute value gap right here, which is perfect on the fib that it could come up into. You could do a play right up into the fib if you wanted. So do a play up into the fib and then another move down and up. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of opportunities here still, depending on what your approach is going to be, what your structure is going to be like. But oh my God, this was another really, really good day. We qualified the account for funded. So now we got to keep at it and start working toward another payout. So, all right, boys and girls, 2 really good days in a row. I'm very happy with the way I'm trading and the things I'm seeing now. It feels like it's starting to come together a bit. So we will, yeah, we'll just keep at it. And yeah, look at that structure breakdown. Wow, is this really going to go down? Wow, this could seek shit. Okay, well, S&P is now looking for its Asia lows, and it's just taking NASDAQ with it. NASDAQ could come down, get this liquidity right here, and we have liquidity here, obviously, at yesterday's London lows as well. So interesting deal for the market. So market manipulators are doing their thing. I'm telling you, I still feel bullish about everything. For the most part, it's kind of a bearish looking deal. Maybe if you back out to the daily or the weekly. But just seeing where these gaps are at and where market manipulation is on a day-to-day basis, I think this was very well played. So yeah, oh my God, today was really good. $1,409.28. 1409.28 on the day. So yeah, wow. It was a little hard fought out. I knew it was going to happen. I say I knew, like I really know. But I mean, all the indications were it was going to. You know, there. I could not see it getting that far down, and the market makers not getting into and taking that liquidity. So, yeah. With that being said, there's still a lot of room here to find some opportunities. just to see where they're going to start taking liquidity. This is crazy. This dump is aggressive. So definitely liquidity here, and then we got London. So all right, so it just took liquidity there. Fuck, I should have left some runners. I keep forgetting to do that. I could take like 4 of them off and then let one just run. An extra couple $100, $300-400. I mean, one micro is not a major deal. I could have left that at, hell, even better than break even. I could have just left it right at TP, and then look where it would have taken me. I mean, I got to remember to do that. So that's if there are lessons I can take away from this to improve, which I definitely need to. The first one would be is I need to be very, very careful about constantly taking stabs at something I know is going to happen. Getting too married to a move. That's a danger sign. But the indicators were all so strong. I mean, to me, it was an A plus setup. So it was just a matter of getting the right entry. So that was the trouble there, was not holding through some of the move. I did have money to play with on that. So taking some losses, giving back, I don't know, I think I gave back $300 or $400, somewhere in there, $300, while it was chopping around making its final decision. And then once it finally did, I was smart enough to add into the move, and then take the profit at my spot. Again, I had no idea it was going to tank so hard right through that 15-minute gap. I mean, it just bombed through that 15-minute gap. It's bombing through other market structure now, like going right through. Yeah, it's going right through there. It looks like it's going to take yesterday's London low. So, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, and with authority. And it looks like we're taking out yesterday's Asia low too on S&P. So, yeah, this is a tank fest here, guys. I did not anticipate this to be tanking this hard. And if we take out London, I mean, I hate to say this, but you know what? Now New York is on the block, and previous Asia's on the block too. I mean, this is harsh. I'm not going to take any more trades. It doesn't benefit me at this point to take any more trades, given that there's a ton of opportunity still left here. But it does not benefit me to take any more trades because I've qualified the account. So I've done everything I can. Any more at this point does not help me. So I am done for the day. And like I said, there's still a ton of opportunity here, like a ton, if you know what to look for and you can follow the price action. So just keep your eyes open, boys and girls. Make sure that you're just using good judgment. Use the education that you're learning, whether here from my mistakes and my neophyte stupidity, my newbie stupidity, or from whatever gurus that you're with. Just study the one thing, get really, really good at understanding it and knowing it, and then just begin working it into practice. And at some point, the fog and the cloud is going to start pulling away, and there'll be a lot more clarity and recognizing and seeing things on the charts, and just kind of understanding the mindset of what the market's doing. And hopefully there'll be times when you're right. In this particular case, I was wrong a lot today. I think I had, I don't know. I had a few losing trades. I think I had 5 or 6 losing trades, in fact. But I was able to cut my losers early, which is smart. That was a tough lesson for me to learn. Cutting my losers early and letting the winners run. I'm kind of there. At least letting them run to my targets, I'm doing okay. But with, I think, like I mentioned before, the lesson that I really need to make sure that I'm focusing on moving forward is to be able to let winners run. And to do that, if I'm sizing into a good move like I did for this last trade that I took, that I still leave some open to run, because clearly you can see here this sucker ran. I mean, Asia lows was my out. That's my TP, and I did a ton of money on that TP. Um, for what was I in 5 micros, and that was sized in as it was going down. So $1,000 on 5 micros sizing it as it goes down. That's crazy. That's, I mean, had that been any other kind of size, that's a gigantic win. You take some off the table, pocket your profits, but I at least should have left 1 or 2 micros, because it's such a small amount that if that ran from here to here, when my entry was here to here making the money I made, 1 micro right here, 1 micro, that's probably 600-800 bucks, just that 1 micro. 1 micro for that move. So anyway, yeah, looks like it tagged London. And I think now we've seen enough of the liquidity sweep and we're starting to see a move back up. So again, we have a perfect left side of a V structure. We could have a really nice V-shaped recovery coming back up. We have lots of new gaps that we can target and focus on for places for the market to move back up into. So anyway, this is a long one, another hour and a half, but I think this is really, really valuable. I'm very pleased with the way my learning is coming along, and just being able to stay disciplined in this. So anyway, okay, on with the rest of my day. I've got shopping to do. All right, boys and girls, y'all take care. Love you. God bless, and we will see you tomorrow.